name is Karen Nanning, and we came to Dothan as part of the relocation program. We were living in Augusta, Georgia, and we weren't going to live there permanently, but we had wound up there after we got married because I had been living there. And I saw an ad in our Reform Judaism magazine, and I said, there's an ad saying that they're looking for people to move to Dothan, Alabama. There are Jewish people in Dothan, Alabama? I had no idea. So Russ had actually been here before, and he had been stationed at Fort Rucker. So we decided, he said, well, why don't we go there and you can see it. You probably won't want to live there because it's so small. And why don't we go this weekend?
Karen found the ad. I had been stationed here a couple of times and knew the area. And we had some free time, so we came down, contacted the temple and Rob and the relocation people. And they had some time to visit with us, so we came down, took the tour, visited, and really enjoyed meeting some of the people that we saw here. I've had friends in this area that I was stationed with in the military, and we were able to see them again here. And for our initial visit, it was short, sweet, no pressure, and then we went back and kind of let things sink in a little bit, and looked into the program a little bit more, got a little bit more information, and steadily, worked our way toward, the concept of actually moving down here.
When we came down on that initial just meet and greet visit, I really liked what I saw. I loved the temple, and then we actually drove around in this neighborhood that we ended up living in, Grove Park, the best neighborhood in Dothan. And we actually saw the house that we now live in. And I fell in love with Grove Park and kind of fell in love with Dothan. And then my friend and I, Russ went back to work, and my friend and I decided to come to Temple on a Friday night. And that was really what sealed the deal, because I looked around me that night at Temple and I said, these are people that I could love. And they were just the warmest, nicest bunch of people. And I immediately felt at home and comfortable with them, and just invited in and felt so accepted. And they were excited to think we would move here. And that, I told Russ, I said, I think we should do it because I love these people. I loved going to Temple.
Economically, it was actually a little bit easier for my job. I work in the Gulf of Mexico in the oil and gas industry as a commercial pilot. And it puts me a little bit closer to the Gulf without being, right there. I also, had lived down here before, really enjoyed the area. And although Augusta was nice, I think for some people, there's like a short-term value maybe to living in a metropolitan area. But in time, you find that you become, kind of a homebody and don't really do everything that's available in a big city. But you have to suffer everything that goes along with a big city. And we're just at a point where we really like the idea of, slowing down a little bit, relocating, downsize. All our kids are out of the house. They're grown. They're all professionals in some way or the other now. And, living in a small town that's near the beach and easy for me to get back and forth from work was a real positive for us. And the area, although it seems on the outset to be very rural, is a very eclectic mix of people because of its location near Florida, its location near a military base. It's still off of an interstate, and you just have a interesting mix of people that have grown up here their whole life, people that have moved here, and even the people that have been here their whole life have always been affected by the culture that has always been here. And it's really refreshing, something that you don't find in a lot of places.
Yeah, I had been concerned about that because I thought, small town Alabama, really? But actually, I was so pleasantly surprised at how accepting and not, that small town mentality I have not really found that. And I was really happy because I was concerned being Jewish and moving to a very small area where I knew there couldn't be a lot of Jewish people. But our community is so well thought of in the rest of Dothan. It was so pleasant when I met someone and I said, oh yeah, I'm Jewish. And they said, oh, we know your temple, and oh, your rabbi is just wonderful. You guys are so active in the community, which I thought was great. Put me at ease, and I feel very comfortable here.
For us, I think it was much easier than a lot of people because my career was already one firmly in place, and nothing about the process really affected my career except for maybe benefited it in reducing my travel expenses. So as far as that was concerned, it wasn't a problem. As far as contacts and communications with the program people, we really didn't have very many problems at all, if any. And our requests for information relative to real estate contacts, any local contacts that we needed to kind of get down here and help us transition, were usually met in a timely manner, and we were able to get what we needed. But when you look at it, it's such a puzzle that you have to fit together. You have to fit together, your family needs, your professional needs. How does the program fit in with everything? And you may, be battling a lot of different, problems, with different aspects of your life that we just didn't have to deal with. But in some ways, this made it a lot easier lifestyle, for us than where we were coming from.
It wasn't intimidating at all. I thought it was really smooth. And I'm sure for us working with Rob and now working with Stephanie was very easy. And, I was concerned about the depth of information required, but really it wasn't anything out of the ordinary, and it wasn't intimidating. It was easy. And I guess part of it, we did it pretty quickly because we had a time frame in mind that we really wanted to be moved into the house, by a certain time. So, and that all worked out. We were able to get here and settle in, and it was great. I love that the beach is only 90 miles away. I love that you can go down to the beach, down to Panama City, and have lunch and look at the ocean, or if you wanted to, have a day at the beach and come home. And it's an easy ride, and I just love that because just getting to go down and look at the ocean is very relaxing. So I've done that actually, and or we go down for a weekend, and there's so much to do down in Panama City, of course. But also, Dothan has a lot of opportunities to go to the theater, just hanging out. We do actually with our neighborhood, we put in a pool, and so we consider ourselves the Dothan JCC. So the pool is open to family and to friends, and I'm the religious school director, so we have had our end of year religious school picnic here at the pool, and we pretty much entertain out by the pool all summer long. That's actually the beach and the pool, my two favorite things. I became the religious school director after about a year and a half, and before that, I was on the sisterhood board, and it's great because you can get involved. I think all of our religious school teachers have actually been in the relocation program, which is wonderful. And there are always opportunities to volunteer and get involved. We have a bowling league. That's so much fun. You don't even have to be able to bowl well, believe me, to join the league, but we meet once a month and we have dinner and we just enjoy ourselves. And we always have an end of the year bowling party. And actually we call ourselves the Mitzvah Misfits because we pay extra to bowl each month. And at the end, we donate the extra money to the temple in some way. So as religious school director, we have benefited from that the last year, and also the rabbis' funds have benefited. It's a great thing. And the thing I love about the community here is we enjoy spending time together. Not just temple functions, but we just enjoy hanging out together. Get us together on a Friday night and the oneg lasts until, they're pushing us out the door. And then we'll see each other on Saturday night right after Friday night, and still, there's always something to talk about or something to laugh about. So we also have a mahjong group. We all learn to play mahjong, and a few of us still play every week. It's great. You can get involved and join and do things, and it's very, very easy to feel a part of the temple family. Very easy.
I think, being new here from a varied background doesn't really stand you out as much as I think a lot of people anticipate. A vast number of the people in the temple, even though they're not even the ones that aren't part of the relocation program, either they themselves or their families have, come from somewhere else in the country. And they have a very eclectic, varied background of educations, of experiences, even their religious backgrounds you have, combinations of people that were raised in the Northeastern, or conservative Orthodox, traditions, or people that were raised in the South, in the Southern Jewish traditions. So when someone new is here, it's easy to welcome them because it's not a us and them group. It's everyone, feels the same, that they pretty much come from a little bit different background, and they appreciate everyone else's contributions and differences.
Everybody kind of meets you where you are. You don't have to be, like, I'm not Jewish enough, I'm not religious enough, you don't have to be any particular way. You are who you are, and where you're at is okay. And I love that about things. Nobody judges your level of Judaism. Despite being a small congregation, we have the same programs that a lot of the big temples would have. We have brotherhood, we have sisterhood, we have a wonderful religious school, we have great services on Friday night, Torah study on Saturday mornings. We have community potluck dinners. We're getting ready at the end of the month. We'll have our Hanukkah potluck, which is always a big night, and we all bring our Hanukkah and light candles together, and those potlucks are great. And we have a great summer camp in Utica, Mississippi, which is about 6 hours away. And last summer, we sent the majority of our students from our religious school went to camp and loved it. And actually, the camp director is a Dothan girl. I've had some really special moments here at Temple Emmanuel, and probably the highlight for me was my B'nai Mitzvah that I had with my good friend who's also relocated here, Karen. So we called it the Karenot Benot Mitzvah. And that was a really wonderful thing. And the thing I loved was that I knew that the whole congregation was supporting us. And of course, we had great turnout, which we have great turnout for events like this. And it was wonderful to look out and see all my friends from the temple smiling at me and encouraging me. And it was a wonderful moment. It was really, I think, since coming to Temple Emmanuel, I've really been able to deepen my Jewish identity, and this was learning Hebrew and working with the rabbi was wonderful, and it meant so much to me. And my Jewish journey has really been enhanced by living here in Dothan, because we're so small, we're able to have such individual attention and experiences. My sister and brother-in-law live in Chicago, and they attend a huge temple. It's a lovely temple, but he said, "Who's tutoring you for your bat mitzvah?" And I said, "The rabbi." He said, "Wow, you don't get that kind of attention at a big synagogue." So it was a really special day, and I can't imagine doing it without my Dothan family.
Well, I enjoyed being there for my wife's bat mitzvah and working with her, and I think I learned the prayers as well as she did while she was studying, because I had to hear them all the time. But moving here, when we were married, I really enjoyed marrying a Jewish woman and setting up a Jewish household. And my father's family is Jewish, but I wasn't raised in that at all. And over time, I finally, over the years, have always had it in my heart, and it was nice to be in a place where I felt comfortable that I can make the personal connections that, for me, were important to go through, my conversion with a rabbi that really made the experience exceptional and personal for me, and it was just really a nice thing to do, and be embraced by so many people and feel so comfortable in doing that here.
If you have children, you might be concerned about the kind of Jewish education that your children are going to receive in a small place like Dothan. Well, we have really developed a quality program here. We work with a fabulous organization, the ISJL, which is the Institute of Southern Jewish Life, and they support us with curriculum, religious school curriculum, and conferences, and they are always available for help. But with them, in conjunction with them, our actual religious school programming, I think, is on par with anything you would find anywhere. Plus, we have developed an excellent Hebrew program where by the end of last year, all of our students knew all their letters and were able to decode and read. And I feel like we've really gotten a program that's helping to prepare students for their bar bat mitzvahs.
We're comfortable here. It's a nice, relaxed community. We have, we're near enough to big cities and beaches to go, enjoy ourselves as we like to do with our free time. And the Temple family is just a really good eclectic mix of people that you can find somebody who shares your interests and shares what you're all about to go hang out with. And it's okay if everybody doesn't share the same interests. You'll all get together and at times and just celebrate the group as well. I'm always tickled and I guess delighted to have visiting family or visiting Jewish friends from other states and other places that come visit us. To be able to bring them to Temple, and they're always surprised and about what they find there. And just like what maybe it's a way to relive again what we felt when we first came here, and to see them, Jewish and non-Jewish, they'll come and attend stuff that we have going on, and they're welcome, they're comfortable, and they really enjoy it.
Everybody is welcomed in. And by the same token, if you want to come visit, if you would like to call, you are more than welcome. We'd love to host you in our home. Russ is a great cook, just so you know. And, he really enjoys entertaining, but we would love to host you in our home. If you have any questions, you can always call us. I'm more than happy to talk about my experience relocating to Dothan. And I think you can be very happy here.